Go.
This is going to be good. This is going to be good.
Oh, yeah.
This is the 5 on 5 podcast presented by directmusicservice.com and Nuke's Hot Sauce.
Yes.
I got to tell you guys,
What
since
you
we're
gonna tell us?
talking about it, Direct Music Service. And I do have to mention this. This is not just a little promo for the 5 on 5 promo code used at a checkout for Direct Music Service. But I bring this up because our guest today, Matt Roan, said, I see your stupid mug. He sees these faces at the front of Direct Music Service every week, every damn time when you go there. So go to directmusicservice.com, type in promo code 5 on 5 and get a little discount for your first month and get you some music.
But wait,
the
joke is on Matt because his ugly mug is going to be on there next week.
It's going to be on there. He's doing the thing.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Tables have turned.
So we'll get into it now. I am one of your hosts, Phenom, coming to you live from Portland, Oregon. Down the street from me, Jupiter Williams, coming to you live from Portland, Oregon as well. Down in the belly of the beast, Las Vegas.
That is the belly of the beast. Oh my God.
Nick Quartz Lopez, and our guest today from the city of Wynn, Chi-City.
Chi-Town.
Windy City. Chi-Town.
Chi-Town.
Good evening,
I'm so happy to have this guest on here. Make some noise for Matt Roan.
Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom.
Matt Roan. Yeah. Oh, a little bit of everything today.
A little bit.
Pump action.
Yeah. Can I get a...
We took our first week off, and we'll get into all of that.
Yeah.
We took our first week off in quite a while. But Matt, how are you doing?
I'm well, man. I'm back. I'm busy. The holidays are upon us. There's a lot of corporate money to be made, which is exciting because we certainly missed it and the holidays of 2020. But really just happy to still be alive, to have gotten my daughter vaccinated or at least on her way.
Love it.
And just navigating the bold new era that we live in. So far, so good.
We will definitely talk about all of that because I know everyone's return to DJing is a little bit different than what we all know before this.
Totally.
Now Chicago is pretty popping still. Things are definitely moving and shaking. Clubs are still open.
They're open.
I mean, you got those 3 major sports teams there rocking.
Yeah.
A WNBA team that just won a championship.
The champs.
Let's go.
Love that.
It was amazing.
You got the second coming of Christ. JF1 throwing the ball right now. Let's go. We just got to get rid of Nagy and then we're good.
Yeah.
Chicago's popping.
Yeah. Oh, it was a huge draft. Fields was crazy. It's not going nearly as smoothly as anyone would have hoped, but all in due time. But it's Bulls basketball here in Chicago.
I was gonna say it's not a bad time to be a Bulls fan.
Right.
No, city is wild for them.
Tied for number one in the East.
Feels very good to be back. That's for sure. Almost as good as back to DJ. Come to think of it. They're right there.
Yeah. What clubs are you in right now? Let's talk about that before we get into it.
So I'm kind of bouncing around, taking on like goofy bar gigs, some club gigs. I'm still at Beauty Bar at least once or twice a month. That's like my home away from home. And then I've been up at Roof quite a bit, and I'm playing at 80 Proof for the first time this coming weekend. I'll be at Moxie this weekend, which is a gig that I really love. It's like just a hotel lounge gig where anything kind of goes. You don't have to try too hard to beat anybody over the head with hits and kind of like play some cool guy dance stuff. So, but I've been out of the bottle service club business for a minute. It's like those 5 a.m. nights are just, they're not conducive to that dad life that I find myself heavily invested in.
That's a late night. You were the mainstay at Sub 51 for ages.
Sub for years, Studio Paris for years, Underground for years before that. Yeah. So I'd put like a hard, 11, 12 into that world, and Lord knows had a whole lot of fun doing it, but it's a different thing when no one gives a care if you were up until 5 a.m. because at 6:30, knock, knock, I'm hungry. Let's go, Dad.
Well, we are going to be beating you over the head today with a bunch of different music. We're going to be talking about a little bit of everything. We're coming from all directions. What we do here every week, we compare two artists head to head, their top 5 songs as viewed most popular on Spotify. It gets ugly, it gets weird, which is why I wanted to take the pick this week. Mr. Matt Roan, I know you very well as a DJ. I know you like to have fun. I know you like to cut loose. I have had plenty of fun and loose with you, both of those.
Couple of those.
We are going to be getting into the fun side of club music today, the fun side of bottle service. I'm talking about Ashanti versus Ciara.
Ooh, oh, well, I mean, my bread is buttered on a particular side, but we will see if anything, dethrones the princess.
Let's see how we get into it here, gentlemen. Round number 1, Ashanti Foolish versus Ciara 1-2 Step. We'll start with our guest Matt Roan.
1-2 Step has, in my estimation, never failed. Like, it just, something about the way that those drums hit it to this day, just it feels as like modern and good as it's ever felt. I played it this past weekend and you like hear the oohs and the screams from the girls. It's like it's a smash.
Yeah, that's a safe bet.
Who's that? Jazzy Faye?
Mm-hmm.
That sounds right.
That's Jazzy Faye.
Yeah,
because he's
ladies and gentlemen.
What a great
Sausage
tag.
Fingers always does
a
that.
Jazzy Fizzle product chisel.
Jazzy Faye.
Travis.
1-2 Step because of the bridge. I love the bridge on that song.
Okay.
That one, yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's so smooth. It brings me back to New Jack Swing era, because their bridges on New Jack Swing is like
very melodic.
They pride themselves on that hip hop beat, but once you get that bridge, everything smooths out.
Right back to R&B.
Yeah,
no doubt.
I just, because I'm such a Biggie nerd, I'm going with Foolish.
Fair. Yeah.
And also, like, in a club, I'm gonna play Ciara, but in my
Foolish
car,
goes off in the club too, though.
Right. I mean, but if I had to choose one or the other, like, what's gonna work, like, immediate, like, Foolish. Fair. I'm going with Ciara, but in my car, I'm playing Foolish.
Yeah.
Out here in my feelings to Ashanti. Cruising.
Yeah.
Both monsters out the gate. We'll give that to Ciara. Round 2 was a bit of an audible. So we're going with Ashanti Waukesha remix with Lil Wayne, which is the Moneybag Yo song.
Right, which is the baby flip.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is her second most played record?
Yeah, because of Moneybag Yo.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
That's wild.
And number 2 for Ciara was Ciara's Prayer.
I knew it was going to be Ciara's Prayer.
But I'm not going to give you guys a prayer. So I hit you with an audible here with O featuring Ludacris.
Oh, see. Okay. I don't like this audible, Colin.
Because now you got to vote for Ciara again.
Yeah.
Because Luda goes insane on that.
Yeah, he really does.
It's one of his finest efforts.
The way that he's rhyming over those beats, and he's stuttering himself. He
repeats himself like, those syllables. It's outrageous.
It's insane.
And it's a dark song, and the video was a dark video. It was shot at night, and it's perfect. Perfect. So good. I was waiting for the girls in college to dance like that, and they never did.
Didn't quite get there.
We had to wait for like the step show weekend where the girls from the other colleges from like UW and SC would come up and do the step shows. Those girls knew how to dance like Ciara, so we was waiting for that.
You got it once a year and then back to the drawing board.
Once a year, yeah. I'm like, did you take notes? No,
Yeah,
I'm
it was
so
it was
misogynistic.
you
But yeah.
taking notes of the dance routines.
I was taking notes. I'm like, look, this is what you need to do. Yeah,
Step
so
it up.
it didn't work.
Gentlemen, is everyone going in favor of Ciara on this one?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. See, O is one of those songs that doesn't get played enough.
It doesn't.
In the big spectrum of Ciara songs, in the big spectrum of all those early 2000s bangers.
Yeah.
We should bring it back tonight, Colin.
I've made mashups of both of those records over multiple instrumentals. Like they're just they're just excellent.
Mm-hmm.
What I used to do the breakdown of Daft Punk One More Time, when it's just a one more time, and then put O on top of it. Boom, boom.
Oh yeah.
Sounds nice.
Yeah, that works. But then that breakdown's like 61 minutes. So you're like looping that thing. And you're like, we're gonna celebrate.
And then they put that tambourine in, and then they take it away.
Yeah.
You're like, I thought we were getting back into it. That's my bad. That's my mistake.
Yeah, that's an opus of the song. I think Daft Punk will show up in the lightning round tonight, I think.
Oh boy.
Round 3. Ooh, this is good. Ashanti, Rock With You, or Ciara, Goodies. Let's start with Neek.
Come on, man.
Ashanti.
Jupe.
No explanation, just Ashanti.
I mean, I ain't picking Goodies. That's the explanation.
It goes off.
It goes off, but I ain't playing Goodies.
Nah.
Who flipped Goodies recently? Was it City Girls or
Sweetie?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It was great.
It was good.
Yeah.
It's not to say it's a bad song.
Right.
I ain't playing it.
It's
people would look at me funny if I played Goodies.
Yeah.
Y'all in particular would look at me like,
yeah,
really? Yeah, you're right.
But we're in like bottle service mode where it's just like, oh yeah, play Goodies.
Why wouldn't you play Goodies? I hear you.
104, play Goodies. And then you're like, oh, play my type after that. Yep.
I was gonna say, no one's gonna look at me funny when I play Goodies.
There he is.
There he is.
This adds up.
Let's go to Travis.
So when I was in college, I want the girls to dance like Ciara. And, I was like, yo, Goodies videos. And I was like, yo, watch this. So the only time that happened was when, did I already tell the story? You can move on there. You can move on. That was another one of them videos.
Does sound familiar.
Oh my Remember God. That crazy beef, the 50 Cent beef, and everybody was talking about Ciara being a dude?
Oh, yeah, because she broke his heart.
Right. And so 50 Cent was a dude, like, yo, wait.
That was right before 50 went on his internet onslaught of, because that was right before Piggy Bank. And Piggy Bank solidified 50 as being the number one troll in hip hop.
In retrospect, like, I mean, because that was like a highly like homophobic. That's probably like the height of the homophobia in hip hop.
Yeah.
Like, how's that make 50 Cent look?
Yeah.
Oh, she's a man. She's a man.
I mean, now at the time, now
that woman that you're in love with.
Yeah. That's. I could see. All right, because Ashanti and Ja Rule were the combo, obviously, and then 50 and Ciara would have been, in theory,
right? And then they tried another one with Ciara and Bow Wow. Remember?
Yeah, like
did that last?
Like You is not on here, surpringly.
That's a great song.
It's a great song. You can play that now and that'll
Oh wow.
Shout out.
Or Matt Roan, which way are you going on this one?
I'm still firmly in the princess's camp with Goodies.
That's fair. Ciara's got hits, bro. I'm not mad at this.
No, yeah. To me, there's like really no contest when it comes to most people against Ciara. But
I think I'm just realizing this right now.
It's tough. Round 4, Ashanti Happy, which is a great drop from the top of the track versus Ciara Like a Boy. Let's go with
the devil.
Matt.
I may have to swallow everything I just said and go with Ashanti on this one. Like a Boy doesn't do it for me personally. I never played that record. At its peak, I didn't play that record.
No.
Sorry, Ciara.
Travis is thinking about it. Travis, which way?
I feel like a Boy was almost like her version of Soldier. Destiny's Child Soldier, because you remember when Soldier came out, there's like, yo, Destiny's Child kind of got like real street on them. You know, they weren't like their bubblegum R&B group, and I feel like a Boy was, because you know she had switched the roles on it. But I gotta go with Ashanti.
That's fair. Neek.
It was funny. So like right off top, when you said Like a Boy, I started thinking If I Was a Boy, the Beyonce song.
Right. Which was out the exact same time, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So I was like, wait, this is a ballad. And I was like, huge in the karaoke club, not popping in the bottle service club, but wrong song. So
wrong song.
I had to give myself a little refresher real quick. Ashanti.
Sweet.
Ashanti just was like huge for a very short amount of time.
Yeah.
And then just disappeared.
Could you say the same about Ciara?
No.
Ciara,
you
kind
can't?
of, I feel like
keeps popping up.
Popped in every now and then. Okay, she wasn't consistent. Like during this time, she was like
Ashanti was real consistent.
Bong, bong,
IG
bong. Like every few months we had a
God.
I don't follow her. I don't know what's going on over there. Is it crazy?
Ashanti is a beautiful woman.
Oh, she's incredible.
She looked incredible on at the Verses. She put on a show that night. She was
so classy.
That one was special. That was dope.
Yeah.
She it's not her fault that she went away. It's Ja Rule's fault.
It's Ja Rule's fault.
Okay, yeah, fair.
It's Ja Rule and her's fault that she went away.
Fair.
So what's the reason for Ciara?
Ciara's she's good. Who is she signed with back then? Well, first of all, she did a lot of work with Jazzy Faye, right? Like a lot of work with him.
It's like the first run.
I don't know what happened to him, because every time I hear his beats now, I'm like, it's a time capsule. That shit doesn't sound modern anymore. Not to say that it sounds bad. It sounds of that era. I love that era, but that's just, it may be because I was there. Like it just sounds like that, but it doesn't sound like modern. And I don't know where he's been. So like, and she pops up every now and then, but I don't know. I feel like I should refresh myself on her recent stuff, because I feel like she'll pop up every couple of years with a song.
She has a record called Level Up. That's
Level Up.
That's like a big, that big Jersey joint. And then that
was that her on the Jersey?
Yeah,
that's on that level. Yeah, that is her. Yeah, that's huge.
And then she also has a beautiful like mid-tempo song that maybe came out in the last 2 or 3 years. Like I've been thinking about you. It's like real stompy, like disco R&B.
Okay,
it's just beautiful.
That's tight. Like to me, that's cool. Like that's how I feel like in R&B you can do that. You can kind of like step back but still put out a song, because your voice doesn't, as long as you still got your voice, you're good. But you can't be making like young pop records,
right?
Because now it's like, Ciara, we know you're like 40. You don't got to do all that. Like just
married to Russell Wilson, not worried about a
thing.
I know, and that's why that Ciara's prayer is number 2.
Chilling. Yeah.
Every girl's trying to figure out how to find that Russell.
Right. What was she? Who was she with before Russell Wilson?
Future.
That's right. Okay. All right.
Dylan.
That's a whole nother podcast.
Because of Ciara, we got the Future memes.
Yes.
Right. Exactly. Yes.
Because of Ciara,
I think my pop reference is a little fucked up today. That's all.
Yeah.
Right. That too.
Heartbreak Future is what we need.
That's what I was just. Travis and I were talking about this. 2 weeks ago?
Because we were mad that he never put out an album about Lori Harvey.
It's not the same.
It's not the same.
It's not the same. We need that person to be at their lowest of lows to create their best music.
So bad, but it's so true.
It's
true.
I mean, God, look at Summer. I was on the Summer train. I was tweeting out stuff like, I'm excited for Summer Walker to drop.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, so
It's a
we didn't
beauty.
like it?
No,
Oh, I loved it.
loved it.
Oh,
Loved
okay.
it.
I was like, what?
Loved
I was
it.
like, I thought everybody loved it.
No,
Loved it.
got
I
a
haven't
heart
even
ripped out.
listened
And
to
London
that.
produced half of the album,
Oh, okay, cool.
which is a dope flex for him. Because the
That's
whole
sick.
album is about him.
Him, yeah,
That's awesome.
that's a
Yeah.
wild one. That's a wild one.
It is.
Who else did a huge breakup album? I mean, you could say Yeezus was a bit of a breakup album. That's around that Amber Rose time, I feel
Yeah.
like.
Oh yeah.
Right
Oh
around
no,
there.
was that Yeezus or and we got 808s too.
808 was a
808s
different
was
kind of
about
heartbreak album
his
though.
Mom.
Yeah, it's not
808
a
was about his
breakup.
mom. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that files right back in.
But heartbreak,
People
yes.
create their best music during their worst times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, for better or worse.
Right.
Yeah.
Nobody likes sober Eminem.
There you go. Or
Just
with a
mad as
beard.
hell.
With a beard.
Now he's just sober and
That's true.
pissed.
Oh,
Yeah. You're
Like, you
Easy,
said
guy.
that sober? What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Get a therapist. Now it's inexcusable.
Yeah. Round 5, we will see level up again. Ashanti, Unfoolish versus Ciara, level up. Neek.
I like that Ashanti hit us with foolish and then flipped it with the unfoolish.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Ashanti.
Yeah.
Level up is tight though, but I'm so late. I'm like just like doing a deep dive into Jersey, which is why I haven't listened to anything new.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like listening to like most poppin'. The playlist is literally called like best Jersey club songs on Spotify, and the original Level Up was on there.
Yeah. Fun.
So I'm like, oh, okay. So this is just
Uh-huh.
kind of like, oh, that's poppin'. Let me make a song out of it,
Yeah.
which isn't bad.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at it. This is still good, but
Well,
the old Pitbull playbook.
yeah.
Biggest
Right,
dance
the
song in the
old-
world. let's make a pop
Exactly.
record out of
let's get a liquor endorsement and make a
Yeah.
song out of it.
Yeah.
it. Get after it.
It's so Meek Mill tried to do that too during the Super Bowl, I think it was.
What's
Something like that with some girl. It was a Bacardi song, Bacardi commercial. And they flipped some dance song. It was bad.
The
It was
old
bad. But hey,
Pitbull.
Meek got his money though.
Good for
But it
him.
was like, man, Meek,
That's what it's for. It's not.
Bad, bad. It was Conga.
Oh, that's
Oh.
right.
It was Gloria Stefan, and it was, man.
I remember
the
that
group.
now.
The group chat was ablaze that day. Like
I forgot all about
bit
that.
much, sir.
That's
Mhm.
funny.
Mhm.
I didn't even hear this. I somehow managed to avoid it.
that's a
Luckily.
good look on your
Yeah,
This
part.
is
good.
great.
That's
I want to
unnecessary.
play it now that I know how to do screen share. I want to play it, but we can't play audio.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
it's
we
for the
can't.
best.
But it was not. I don't know. It's okay. It goes back to seeing our artists upset and sad, right? I
Mm.
don't want to see Meek happy on a beach rapping.
No.
Don't want
Right.
to see that.
Doesn't feel right.
No,
No.
no. Meek needs to be in the streets with nappy dreads, nappy braids, and just rapping his ass off.
That's when he's at his best.
Right now,
You know-
hey,
Screaming.
okay, go ahead. This is for another.
You know who started all this happy rap? Flo Rida. This is all Flo Rida's fault.
Yeah,
You know who I agree with that, and I'm not into that either, but I'm going with Snoop Dogg.
Oh, beautiful.
beautiful.
You know what? Here's the thing. He's not doing happy rap necessarily.
Okay,
I think him as a person just became like less scary and more likable. Like your
Yeah,
mom all of a
selling
sudden is into Snoop Dogg.
everything.
And now he's
Yeah.
like the
Yeah.
Shaq of hip hop. Like he's just on everything.
Yeah.
yeah,
But
and
so
a fast
recently,
food
I can't remember
restaurant,
what the
too.
song was, but on my Spotify recently, or like new, what's it, the weekly uploads or whatever.
Yeah.
Your
The
new-
Friday
Spines
new
or
music
something?
Friday.
yeah, like your whatever your weekly
Talking about
new
West-
music is.
West
And
Moore?
Snoop popped up, and it was like him with
West, yeah, it's West.
West Side Gun
Yes.
talking about murder and rap
Oh,
and
you
shit.
talking
And
about
I'm
that
like,
one?
and I was like, yo, Snoop can't go back.
Back from the beach.
You can't go back to. That's the
Hey.
thing. Once you get out of that lane, you can't go back. You were just
You
on
don't
Smile
forget
Beach.
it though.
I don't believe you anymore.
He hosts game shows and
Right,
shows
like-
up Martha Stewart.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like I don't
Yeah, that life
believe
is
you.
over.
don't talk to me about drugs. Like this is music Snoop was doing when he was like 19 to 25, and now he's like a household
name. You want to hear about the past? You don't want to hear story time?
It doesn't work anymore when you're talking. And so I was kind of like trying to get myself out of that. Like, I just let him. He's an artist. Let him do his thing. He's just rapping. So what if it's fictional? Like, not a big deal. But like, come on, Snoop. Now
you heard his new song, right? With Cube, Too Short.
No, I haven't heard that one.
That song is fire. That song is fire.
And so I got to get myself out of the whole like. He should be allowed to just rap about some shit that ain't true no more. That's fine. Like, it's just a song.
Nick, I need a number crunch real quick. How old was Snoop Dogg when he made Beautiful?
That's a great question.
Because that's kind of like the sun is setting, retirement. You know, we're sailing off into the sunset. Kind of a Snoop Dogg. Like, hey, this is it. We've done it all. We've risen like a falcon. Like a phoenix, you know.
He was 31.
Oh,
he was
okay.
31.
That's crazy, right?
What? That's insane.
Snoop Dogg in 2002 was.
That was 01, 02. Yeah.
Wow.
I feel very old.
Oh, it's that now nearly 20 years later. Yeah.
A year ago, I would have made Beautiful if I was Snoop Dogg.
Yeah. That's.
I haven't done anything with my
right.
That was late into Snoop Dogg's career. Yeah. It's like his 7th album, I think.
31?
I think he just.
God, I find
that's wild.
Wow.
That's so weird. Because here's the thing:
his first album dropped at 19.
Yeah, he's always been old though during our lifetimes.
Yeah.
Snoop is like Morgan Freeman.
Yeah.
You just know him in one version. You're like, here's Morgan Freeman.
Yeah.
You don't see a young Morgan Freeman.
Oh, even like, Morgan Freeman in Glory with a young Denzel. He still looks like old Morgan Freeman.
Yeah. Yeah.
We had to do in 6th grade, we had to do like our just a report on like your idol or something like that. And I did mine on Snoop Dogg.
Hell yeah.
So I made like this whole like poster board with like my 1-page essay on Snoop, and it had like lowriders, and it was all like Paisley. It was hella crip.
I can imagine you looking for pictures of him not smoking, and you're like, "Fuck, this sucks."
Like, just like Impalas and shit, like lowrider bikes and pictures of Snoop and Chucks. And the border was all like Paisley blue. It was hella crip.
But
Incredible.
Someone's doing that now, and it's like pictures of him on the game show and pictures of him with Martha Stewart.
Totally
different. Like, you idiots don't know anything about Snoop Dogg.
Right.
This is not who you think it is.
He's like, they're looking up to him as like an entrepreneur, a business owner.
Yeah. Started in rap.
Yeah, rap records be damned. We're just impressed at this run of getting money.
Neek went Ashanti. Let's go to Travis.
Oh, Ashanti.
Okay.
Even though you know me, Colin, I'm a sucker for Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always playing Jersey, but Ashanti.
Matt.
I'm gonna have to go with the hosts with the most here and go Ashanti again. As much as I love Ciara, I feel like there's like 5 other Ciara records that I can't believe aren't higher than that on the plays.
Right. Where's Promise?
Yeah. Where's Promise? Where's
Lose Control? Hello?
Oh yeah. Where's Lose Control? Where's that song with Like You?
Yeah, that's a banger.
Yeah, there's Spotify's funny, man, because it gives you not only just most plays, but recently plays.
Right.
Ashanti's list could have been way different.
Pretty good though.
It's really good. Yeah,
it adds up for the most part for me. The prayer was definitely a curveball.
That's the Summer Walker effect, man. Good God.
Did she put that in her song, or
it's the last song of the album.
Is Ciara's Prayer?
Ciara's Prayer, after she just went off on London for like 10 songs, and then here comes Ciara's Prayer. Lord, please help me find a man that's good. That's
this really is that album. Oh, that's
that
good.
Album. Like
that's fantastic.
Summer did it.
She got Ciara, the queen of that.
Yeah, exactly.
Whatever that is.
Yeah, whatever that
is.
That's that glow up that.
That's that glow
those
up.
Girls
bars.
that want that.
Was it a
Russell
poem?
Wilson? Huh?
Was it a poem? Was it like
it was
bars?
a prayer? was a prayer.
Or was it just a
Amen.
prayer?
Amen.
Tossing it
words.
up.
Amen.
What I'm saying, was it like
Spoken
bars? Like, did it
words.
rhyme?
It was spoken.
No.
Amen.
Just her praying to just
we're
prayer.
praying, man. Like,
That's great.
Amen. I'm
Hey,
telling
Ciara,
you, it's
I got a
her own
couple.
prayer.
However much it costs for a feature, don't just. Could you send a prayer my way?
Yeah.
Got it.
Or it was, I got this much money, and be like, no, I can't do a song. I can give you a prayer though.
Right. Oh man.
I'll
Five
give you a little
stacks.
something.
I got
I'm
some
gonna need
prayers.
that. I need a fee and some royalties. No problem.
Yeah.
Oh, she got it. That's a new Ciara hit.
Yeah,
It's
it's
a
number
hit.
2. Number 2.
Yeah.
Number 2 on our top 5.
Good Lord.
That's a hit.
Wild.
You know what time it is. You know exactly what time it is. We're going to the lightning round.
Oh
I
boy.
don't have like a lightning sound. I wish we had our sound effects so I could have a lightning
No,
sound.
we'll get it together.
We'll get it.
Like the flash sound.
Yeah,
We're,
get
we're coming up on episode 100. We'll have some lightning for episode 100. How about that?
There we go.
resurrect the Mad Decent app.
Oh yeah,
The
yeah.
dinosaurs and the air horns.
Yep.
Shout out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can
shout
you
out.
get the
Big shout out.
roadcaster?
Oh yeah. That's a
Bruh
good
button.
one, too. This is only from Mr. Matt Roan. It's a this or that. We ask you which one you would like to keep. The other one you have to delete from your Serato, delete from your brain for now until eternity.
Ooh.
Mhm.
Starting with, got a lot of choices here.
It's got copious
Lauryn Hill
notes.
versus Chaka Khan.
I lose Lauren.
Mm.
Ray Shremmerd or T.I.?
Oh, that's rough. Dude, did you all watch Dave?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The TV show?
Uh-huh.
Their cameo in that just made me want to punch a hole in the wall. Those dudes are so funny. I miss them. I honestly, man, I still have to stay with T.I. against my better judgment.
Woo.
'Cause
But
I think Ray Sharp, I think they got like so many more hits than them.
they
What
do.
happened?
No,
So
they
one
do.
of them is kind of like
They're still doing their thing.
one of them, though, right?
No, Uncle Jimmy. Like Jimmy is really big in
Whatever
the
he's got.
social realm because the Uncle Jimmy, right? And then Sway Lee,
Sway Lee's still doing music.
he's like Marvel's go-to for any soundtrack song.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
He's
awesome.
just perfect on any Marvel.
Yeah.
he's
So
on-
like Sway Lee's
He's on
doing,
like Shang-Chi.
Mhm.
He's on
Sunflower.
Black Panther, Sunflower
yeah.
on
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
So that's what I was gonna say. He's like doing like soundtracks and like
Mhm.
commercial music.
Yeah.
He's doing
Uncle
the Pitbull
Jimmy's
thing.
chilling.
I take it all back. I'm going with the brothers. I'm going with Ray.
Let's go.
Talked him out of his own pick. I love
Let's
it.
go.
I love it. This one you're not going to budge on. Calvin Harris or Soldier Boy?
Soldier. I mean, truth be told, I just don't. I'm not going to listen to Soldier Boy on my own time. I'm going to stick with Calvin Harris. Funk Wave Bounce is just like brings me infinite joy. I'm still am in love with that album. What, like
Yeah.
5 years later?
Yeah. It's fucking
You know, an album's good when you forget how old it is.
Truly.
Yeah.
That is true.
Yeah.
I had to
Mm.
like check myself the other day because I was playing one of the songs off there and I was like, oh, this is
It's old.
Yeah,
Old.
I had to
Everyone
check
can hear
myself.
this.
I had to check myself when I was listening to that Silk Sonic album.
I want to talk to you guys about that
How
after
old
this.
is this album?
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that. That's got its own topic for sure. Kendrick Lamar or Kenny Loggins?
I'm keeping Kendrick.
Okay.
I don't need to do that. I don't need to play
Footloose.
Footloose again. I'm good. I got to hear Money Trees the rest of my life.
That's fair. Beastie Boys or Run DMC?
Dude, I love the Beastie Boys. I just find them endearing and weird. Like their catalog is wacky, like the
Mhm.
punk stuff, the rock stuff. I just think they have a more interesting catalog of records. I'm going with the Beastie Boys.
Steely Dan or Gangstar?
Steely, baby.
Hmm.
I want to hear those beautiful harmonies.
Mhm.
Talk about it.
The Roots or NERD?
That's a little funkier. I'll say the Roots. I think that Things Fall Apart, I like listen to on repeat for what felt like years. That album just is special to me, and I'm not done with it yet.
Just had an anniversary this year, I think, right?
Really?
Mhm.
Yeah, I only know because the vinyl really.
20, probably.
Yeah,
Is it 20 years? Or
I think so. 20, 25. It might be 25 actually.
It might be 25. I feel like I discovered it late. I think it might be
Let me
25.
do a number crunch.
Yeah. So Nirvana Bleach is 30. So I would say 25 on that.
Makes sense.
If I had to guess. Well, Nick's doing the number crunch. David Bowie or Queen?
I'm keeping Bowie.
Okay.
For kind of the same reasons, just like a wild catalog of records that are so varied and interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I just we were trying to get I'm playing drums in a band. We were trying to get a Bowie cover off the ground just recently. So I like spent some time with I think Diamond Dogs and forgot how good it was, but we ended up playing a Cars record instead. we were unprepared for the Bowie sounds.
Shout out. We haven't done the Cars yet. What is it, Nick?
1999. So I don't think it was Things Fall Apart. I think it was it must have been. That was the first one, wasn't it? The blue cover.
Things Fall Apart is, I think it's blue, but it's like washed, right? Like it's like black.
Yeah, but it was 1999, so 22 years. That's a weird anniversary.
Yeah. Drake or Dr. Dre?
Oh, I feel like for DJ reasons, you kind of want to stick with Drake, but I guess I'll go with Dre. I'll hold on to Dre.
Real quick, I gotta fix it before YouTube comes after me. Things Fall Apart is the black and white cover with the girl running. I'm thinking of Do You Want More?
Got you.
First one, which 25th anniversary.
That makes more sense.
Blue cover.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just had to clear it up before the comments section.
Oh yeah.
Just imagine it. God.
They will fucking get me every week. They get me.
Like look at all those records behind you.
They're great. Yeah. Hey, shout out to everybody watching YouTube. Go ahead and hit the like, hit the subscribe, and hit the notification bell to be notified every time we drop a video. Let's rock.
AC/DC or Guns N' Roses?
Guns N' Roses.
Easy.
No question.
Oh.
This might not be as easy. Sade or Aaliyah?
Sade all day.
Sade all day.
Although, man, that's rough. That's rude as hell, actually.
Yeah.
That is rude. That's rude.
It is.
This is rude too. Earth, Wind, and Fire or Chic?
Well, as a Chicagoan, I gotta go with the hometown heroes.
Elements.
With Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Mm-hmm.
Phil Collins or George Michaels?
George, baby. God, I just think that he's one of the greatest to ever do it.
He was good.
I'm a huge fan.
It's true. We should mention Phil's on tour right now, by the way. Just played Chicago. Friend of the pod, Greg Corner, was at the show.
Hey, shout out Greg.
Check in with him. Those tickets are not cheap. I will say that. Because Phil is sitting down for the whole tour now. Phil is old gentleman, does not touch the drums. He sings, and you're gonna pay through the nose for those.
Damn, really?
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
that's a wild. It's a wild concert going experience. Staging wise though, it looked phenomenal. I'm sure they create all the drama you need with the lights and the video and the band, but pretty wild to like sing those songs from a stool.
Yeah. Like Misunderstanding being sung for the first time since 1988, and you're just like, what? Like,
or he does Can't Hurry Love.
Oh yeah,
down the whole time.
Damn,
just snapping, swinging.
God,
that's crazy.
Studio sitting down.
Oh, yeah, or I Can't Dance.
That's hard.
Oh,
I Can't Dance.
No,
literally,
I Can't Dance will work sitting down.
That works.
I've got to assume that he does not do I Can't Dance, but It'd be wild to see. That was one of me and my little brother's jams when we were kids.
Yeah,
It's making me sad looking at photos from this tour.
I know.
Oh, is that bad?
Yeah.
Oh, Phil,
Yeah.
he is snapping.
It's just not what he's snapping. He's doing his thing, but he's like clearly in the chair.
The sun is setting on his touring career.
We gotta freeze him. We gotta freeze him.
Yeah, he was.
I'm not. This isn't comforting to me.
Yeah. pull up a picture of him singing Tarzan right now.
Yeah, there you go.
70 years old.
He's 70.
A lot. That's a lot of years.
That's a big number.
Yeah. See, when I saw Fleetwood though, Fleetwood's like 75, 77, still moving and shaking. You know why? Good drugs.
Yeah,
that's it.
True.
Good drugs.
True.
I was gonna say something crazy. I was like, time is a human construct. It means nothing.
Let's
drugs.
Go.
Quartz. That was the quartz.
The sub-lightning round where we talk about stuff like that. Beatles or Beach Boys?
I'm sticking with the Beatles.
Okay. Missy or Busta?
Missy, forever and ever and ever and ever. I love her. I just think I get it, Busta, but man, Missy's like the most fun person to ever do it.
Mm-hmm.
Those records are outrageous.
Yeah. No one can do that. No one can Missy Elliott.
I agree. Like she just had her own lane the whole time. She remains dope and humble and awesome. Everything about her rules.
Yeah,
she's the best.
But she can sing too, man.
And she can sing. She came out singing, and nobody really.
Yeah, with her.
Nobody really recognizes that Missy as a rapper is kind of like a secondary thing.
Yeah.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? Like her as a singer is really her bag. First two albums were great. Like Under Construction, that era when she was like huge was great. But like Superfly and
Under Construction, yeah,
she was great during that era. But her early stuff was, in my opinion, just as good. Eminem was on.
Oh,
Superfly.
let's not forget about my favorite group too, Jodeci.
Oh, here we go.
Come on now,
Matt. Jodeci or Boys to Men?
Sorry, I'm sticking with the boys. The boys.
Oh, you don't have to apologize.
Please
apologize for that one.
They're both.
I love Boys to Men.
Just fond memories of slow dancing.
Yeah.
In gymnasiums.
Daft Punk or Justice?
Daft Punk for a myriad of reasons, but it'd be a bummer to say goodbye to Justice forever. That is not cool, but the robots prevail.
I feel like, and I do want to talk about this for a sec, since you are the guest today, Matt. That era of DJing was really just the best time to be a DJ.
We had a lot of fun and a lot of freedom. Like I remember playing like fun, like hard electro stuff like that at the Bottle Service Club and not getting a lot of pushback. That like whole blog house, everyone throwing their own branded parties, flying people all over the country. Like that whole wild scene was a ton of fun. And I feel like a really interesting time creatively too, with people like being on the boards and sending each other remix. Like it felt like the internet kind of like really brought people together in a more meaningful way for the first time, as far as like producers and you know, what did I hear? I heard some dumb joke. It was like, you know, you could get a record on Disco Bell and like tour for a year. Like if you got hot on a blog, all of a sudden you were like the next big thing and you were on the road. It was just like a wild, like very hype, but very, very fun time to be in the mix.
Yeah, it seems like, I mean, it's safe to say, and Andrew Barber tweeted about this the other day, that blog era will never be recreated. Like, no. The versatility in the music and everything, where you could go from playing a Cool Kids record to M83 to Sebastian or Justice, or you know, you're just bouncing all over the world and the crowd doesn't skip a beat.
No, everyone was stoked.
Yeah.
It was like really open format. Like it wasn't like house or hip hop. It was like,
Yeah,
you
it
could
was
like
real
really
open format.
get weird with it. And I feel like that was what attracted me to DJing in the first place, but not even playing like sounds of that era. Like I was playing, like old, like jock jams and that stuff in my sets, which I think then became like a big part of open format DJing. But at the time I felt like I don't remember people playing like Pump Up the Volume.
Yeah.
But I loved that we were able to like kind of mix old dance records with the new like modern Bloghouse stuff and make it fun for everybody.
That was right around the time of like Flosstradamus starting to blow up too. And I remember them playing stuff like that though, like the jock
Oh,
jam
yeah.
stuff,
Yeah.
and,
Yes.
and just blowing the bricks off the room with just pump up the jam,
Yeah.
just like
Yes. Yeah.
shit like that. Yeah.
No, that we threw that Get Out the Hood party for like 2 years
Yeah.
and had, just, it was no rules, like Jello shots on your way in, like, and it just like devolved from there.
Who all, because for people that aren't familiar, who all was a part of that? Because that was a time capsule in itself.
Yeah. I mean, it was Josh and Kurt as Flosstradamus were headlining every night. I usually played right before them, or before, if we had a guest, I would open. And they brought like GLC and A-Track, and of course like Cool Kids and Kid Sister and Hollywood Holt, and that whole crew, especially people that were local. Like everyone came through there and played and performed, and it's literally like at a weird hole in the wall like tavern in Boys Town, where the owner just like was like, come on through, like mess it up, it's fine. and every week or every month it was like, they're really gonna let us back in there. That's incredible.
Was there money to be made during that time, or was it just we're playing for shit, we're just having fun?
Yeah, I mean, people probably like made a couple $100, if that. I think it was very for the love, and for like, that was kind of the springboard for a lot of us, like headed downtown and entering the bottle service, like real nightlife world, which had its own misadventures and fun and nonsense. But I think that back then it was way more about like creating a vibe and a space where you could kind of play what you wanted, and people just knew like that was the spot. I think we did it like on a Wednesday or Thursday night too. Like it was an off night. It was a good one.
That's such a capsule in time. Have you guys considered doing a reunion for that ever?
I can't imagine a world where that happens, but Lord knows I'd be down. Josh is still around. I haven't seen Kurt in ages. I don't know what, I know they're not Flosstradamus. I've got to assume it's for a reason. So I don't see that happening, but I would love to get all those people back in a room together for sure. Just because it's been ages. That'd be a riot. Yeah. Bunch of people with kids and no hair. And like, let's run it back.
Yeah, PBRs all night and Jello shots. Just the thought of drinking the shit that was popular at that time. Like we were talking about Sparks on a previous episode. It's and chaos. Four Loko. Like Four Loko, if I consumed a Four Loko now, I would never recover for the remainder of my life. I would just be down.
I thankfully did not start drinking until I was like 23 or 24 years old. And granted, DJing had plenty to do with it, but I missed like the heavy Sparks days. And I'm thankful for that, because I don't know that my heart would be in anywhere near the same condition it is if I had been enjoying it with the rest of the riffraff I would hang out with.
Yeah,
it was a wild scene.
Just neon orange sludge.
It's like dye your teeth, your tongue. Like, it was so funky.
And it was free because they were sponsoring everything. Single thing.
Yeah.
Now the closest, what's that?
I was gonna say, I think it was the either Intonation or the first Pitchfork was like Sparks heavy, and people were just, out of their minds. It was bad.
Sparks was so gross.
It was
I'll
bad.
never forget my first Sparks.
So gross. That led to Four Loko, which was big for a minute. And then after that, in Chicago, our friend Anthony Spina introduced the scene to Colt 45 Blast, which was, I'm not sure if it made its way out here. It seems like it was probably just a regional thing.
Yeah.
That is probably the worst thing you can do if you're not trying to make an ass out of yourself. Like, I just remember that was just as bad, and it would just leave you in shambles, like your wallet just strewn across the floor, like just
your belongings.
Gone. just it'd leave you as a battered person. So shout out Anthony.
Dude, he just launched like his own like new hard seltzer. Like, it's his concept. It's called Primer. It's like a whole thing. It's like some of it's alcohol, some of it's like electrolyte energy drink. Like, what? He's doing big things. Shout out to Anthony.
He is responsible, and I will say this on the record, for Chicago consuming as much old style as they did from 2008, 2009 until 2018 or whatever.
Yeah, he was like the Pied Piper. He would just come through with the cases. It's like, oh, you having a party?
Yeah,
here we go.
He showed up to my house and made a throne out of beer for me when I had that rooftop spot that you came through.
Yeah.
And that man put more cases in hands, more PBR, more old style. We were just drinking the worst of the worst, and Jello shots. Yeah, so
still my speed. Like, give me your worst beer and I'm happy. I don't need any hops. I don't need anything to be barrel aged.
Yeah, give me this.
Is it cold? Does it taste like water?
Yeah.
Perfect.
I have to ask it. We'll go into this round. Prince or Michael Jackson?
Prince.
Easy.
Yeah.
Easy.
Talk about one of the best to ever do it. Everything about him is special, man. Like he writes all that stuff, he performs all that stuff. He's like the multi-instrumentalist, the voice, the dance moves, like putting bands together, like giving away hits like it's no big deal.
He's just hits, yeah. People don't talk about that enough. Yeah.
Hey, did you hear his last album though?
Oh yeah, we should.
Which
Welcome to America.
Oh yeah, I couldn't get through it.
Yeah, okay. I couldn't either.
No.
Yeah.
But you know what?
Later.
It wasn't him. It wasn't him that put it together.
It's
one of those things. I would chalk that up to it being the state that did that.
He didn't choose to put it out.
Right. Yeah. He didn't put that out.
Because I'm like, God damn.
He wouldn't have put it out.
He wouldn't have. He wouldn't have
put it out.
Yeah. No. But come on. You have access to all that music and that's what you put out? Fam. Yeah. Fam, you have access to all that music.
They did some crazy shit.
All that music.
But they have been putting out new prints, but like not in the way of like a new album. Like we'll put out the deluxe version of 1999 and you'll get like 10 extra tracks of like stuff from that era that didn't make the album.
All that music that you don't even have to do that.
Just
put out a new album of some dope.
I mean, later
there's some dope shit that happened in that compound, man. Like, and that's what you're gonna give us? Come on.
Yeah, I don't know.
Weird. Not ideal.
Yeah, no.
Not ideal.
But especially when it comes to it, like such an incredible legacy. It's just like,
right.
Like there even like the Third Eye Girl?
Yeah.
Like there's some rad records on those albums. Mm-hmm. It's not all good, but there's some smashes on there for sure.
Yeah.
I like Black Sweat. Like I know that's still going back a long time, but Black Sweat is outrageous and Incense and Candles is outrageous. Welcome to my world of incense and candles. It's like just Prince being Prince.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Prince.
Too sexy with it.
Like just on a regular, like just chilling.
It's Tuesday. Welcome to my
It's a
world of
Wednesday,
incense and
friends.
candles.
On the topic of new albums, Silk Sonic, anyone?
We going?
Oh,
in?
wait a minute. Are we there?
Let's ask this real quick question.
Okay.
That debilitates human beings, and then we'll go into Silk
Oh,
Sonic.
duh, yeah.
Yeah.
And just a little question we like to ask around here, just amongst friends: Outkast or Hall & Oates?
Man, that really does give you pause, doesn't it?
Just a little light ponder.
And it just has to go away forever and ever.
Yeah.
I guess I'm gonna hold on to Outkast,
Okay.
which feels like an insane thing to say, but I feel like for some reason those albums feel more replayable to me.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's because, you know, I don't have to play them at weddings all the time, but damn, that's pretty brutal.
Yeah.
Doesn't feel good. That's for sure.
It doesn't.
It's never easy. Let's get into the Silk Sonic talk though, because this has been weighing on my mind. I haven't talked to these guys since I've been gone, since the album came out.
Yeah.
So we're all just gonna kind of unbox this together here. Neek, your
Let me
initial
go last.
Neek wants to go last. Okay.
You want to go last, Neek?
Yes.
Okay.
Travis, lead the way. You love it.
I don't.
Who loves it? Who loves it?
I don't.
Because I want that person to go first.
I don't love it because
I feel like all DJs love it right now. I feel like DJs have just been loving Silk Sonic.
The reason why I don't love it is because what I love about albums is you listen to an album and you're like, oh man, this is a gem. And nobody's gonna catch up on this song yet. You know?
Yeah.
I played this album for the first time, like everybody already caught up to this. This is it. I do like Fly As Me, but this wasn't it for me, y'all.
The hype was
very hype,
way bigger than the result.
They put out that single so early.
Anderson has those tracks, those like underground, like very B-side classic tracks, you know, like very good tracks. There was no B-side on this album.
Let me open this up to the group real quick. Output, what was it? Anderson and Bruno. Give me a percentage from each of them. Who had how much say in this project?
I think it was collective.
50-50 down the middle.
I really think so.
It feels more like a Bruno record to me. I feel like just production wise and even like song, like concept lyrically, it's like very like it's throwback to the point of like it feeling a little bit forced.
Novelty
on the nose.
Yeah, like it's so like I felt like I assumed there would be some more like hip hop elements to it, and instead it felt like kind of like a little bit jokey. And don't get me wrong, man, that Smoking Out the Window video like really made me smile. Like seeing him laying there on the carpet, just on the ground, like
and then he came out of nowhere,
and then he pops up. It made me smile. It made me laugh. But it's like, yeah, it's kind of a little bit. It's also like a lot of the same thing, which I expected maybe to have like just some harder records on it for some reason. But then you look at the singles that came out ahead of time, and I don't know why I would have thought that necessarily. But they're both capable of like putting out R&B bangers, and it just felt a little silly. Like sillier than I thought it would be. But that's I don't hate it. I think it's fun. But
go along with the force too. I feel like Leave the Door Open was on accident.
Yeah.
I don't feel like they intended it to be as big as it was. Like that people wanted more of that. I felt like they were trying to get something out during the pandemic. Mm-hmm. They're chilling in the studio. and like, yo, this is dope. And then it just blew up, and I'm like, everybody's like, yo, we want more of
Yeah,
that.
this whole thing, right?
Yeah.
That's when things go to shit. When a joke becomes an actual project,
or like a quick fun to do.
Yeah, you have to be responsible for an entire album because people are saying come to Brazil, and you're like, hey man, listen, like this ain't a thing. Like
yeah. Or perform at this award show. Oh yeah,
we got one song.
You got one song.
Right. Yeah.
Man, they rehearsed and performed the hell out of that though.
They look great though.
They really are insane entertainers.
Yes.
Like you can't take anything away from how
110%
outrageously talented they are.
And I think that's the reason why we're having this convo though. You know, like we are, is because we know how dope they are. I think we as our DJ ears, we want more of that, like you said, like that gritty stuff, that, like I said, that the B-side stuff, some of that stuff that's not so polished.
Yeah.
Neek.
They're all jokes aside for the Bruno shit, like they're insanely talented multi-instrumentalists. And so I think musically it's a good album, but like you said, like creatively, like as far as songwriting, I don't know. I haven't looked at the credits, so I can't really say, but just based on listen, it sounds like as far as ideas and like concepts, seems more Bruno than Anderson, because I think I wanted a little more no worries type of writing, which is like old school player pimp type writing, but Bruno's writing is like soft and like very much like, oh, she cheated on me. Like Smoking Out the Window is not a player song. Like, and that's he's talking about like he bought her diamonds and he bought her all this shit. He's paying her rent. But like Anderson .Paak and No Worries, fuck no. If I call you a bitch, it's because you my bitch. I ain't paying no rent. Like, so when I hear this shit, I'm like frustrated because I'm like, what happened to all that player shit we just heard on the last single? Like, why are you sitting here all bent up because you paid her rent?
Because it's a forced album.
It's some sucker shit that like it wasn't conceptualized. Like it wasn't like it was forced. Like, so now we're writing new ideas and new songs.
But you know, Anderson been trying to get into this pop game. Like,
he's trying to get into the pop game. So I'm not mad at that. Like he's trying to do bigger things and become a bigger name. I'm not mad at that. I don't want to give it like a numerical rating. I don't think it was classic. I think it's one of those albums, kind of like early Mayer Hawthorne, or like some of the early like Mark Ronson productions where they were like imitation and not like, it was like imitating an era versus like paying homage to an era and like drawing inspiration. It was like, let me do my greatest, I don't know, Smokey Robinson impersonation, or in this case, like the Whispers or whatever.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It's like an impression of an era versus like we drew inspiration from an era and wrote something new that was inspired by this. Where now it just sounds like we're trying to do 80s R&B.
It's like if they took that salt shaker with Uptown Funk and accidentally emptied the lid into the thing, and you're like, oh, we did too much. Like, this is too much.
Fun fact, for an album to be considered an LP, like an album, like an EP, or an album versus an EP, it needs to be over 30 minutes
length. Yeah.
The runtime for this is 31.
Yeah.
At the buzzer.
Shout out to Ciara's prayer.
Talk about it not being like a real thing.
Like, they didn't have anything ready.
Right. Hey, did they pull that off in a matter of months?
It's impressive.
Yeah, I think from beginning to end, like, I don't remember when. What was the first single? What was it called?
Leave the Door Open.
Leave the Door Open.
Leave the Door Open came out
like spring. Like,
yeah,
was it this year?
Spring. Yeah.
And then the album dropped, like, I don't know. I'm
spitballing. Skate
9 months later.
Came out with Skate after that.
Uh-oh.
There she is.
Oh, yeah, that's my little.
That's the fourth member of the show.
Yeah.
I can't believe Oscar hasn't shown his fuzzy face yet. My business.
So I don't know. It's mid, but I'm hearing DJs dropping it everywhere. Maybe it's just because it just dropped, but like I feel like I can't get away from it. It's
I haven't downloaded.
What songs are they dropping?
Yeah.
The new one, this bitch smoking out the window.
Oh, okay.
I feel like the Like Me or Fly Like Me is definitely the more club friendly.
Yeah,
I'm hearing that too.
Yeah,
I'm hearing that more. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think if I had to guess a percentage of involvement, I was going to say more of a 70-30, where it was definitely a label influence decision to make that album 31 minutes. That's definitely for the Grammy consideration.
Yeah,
yes.
like, for sure.
This is like, if we're doing it, if we're putting our name on it, we're getting paid off this.
Oh my God, it's totally gonna get.
Yeah.
Is it gonna get nominated? Do you guys think?
Yeah, of course it is.
I would imagine.
Is it because of
Okay, because of popularity.
That's why they came out when
who they are, names. It's getting up there. Do you guys think it should be considered? We'll say album of the year.
Oh no.
I'm sure that.
But do you personally, like you guys personally, do you believe that it should be?
I don't believe that it should be.
And that's not me like
the
forcing...
album of the year talk. I do not believe that it should be.
No, you can see it doing like R&B or whatever,
like a category album.
Yeah,
but I have a feeling that the Grammys are going to put it there.
So. With albums like
Best New Artist,
like Yebba put out that album.
Yebba's album was crazy.
And then like even the Summer album, I haven't heard it, but everybody loves like those albums. To me, like conceptual, fully thought out projects. This just seems like a Mickey, like we did a thing, here's 9 tracks.
Right.
It should get a category for sure, but not album of the year.
Best New Joke album.
Best New Joke album.
Yeah.
Kids
Which is why I don't
8.
believe that Drake album was a real album.
Well, like we can talk about that too, because they're friends again.
Yeah. Are we switching now?
Now that everyone made their money. I mean, if there's any other thoughts left on Silk Sonic, definitely put them out.
That's
there
it.
now.
I got it out. I just wanted to see if I was like alone on that.
No, it's a concept album that is gonna look really good for Anderson .Paak. Anything is considered a win for him. As far as this album goes, the fact that this even hit the shelves is a win.
Right. And I'm making it sound like it's not a concept album. It's like by definition, a concept album. But what I mean is it's not like it wasn't intended to be a full album is what I meant to say.
Yeah. It's a specific,
or at least it doesn't seem that way. I don't fucking know. I wasn't in the studio with these guys.
Yeah. They'll be on next week. We'll ask them.
Yeah. I'll catch them at Park.
There you go.
We should talk about this Drake and Kanye thing though.
Yes.
I'm just gonna go ahead and put it out there. I saw a picture of them standing next to one another, looking salty, and that's as far as I've gone down that rabbit hole because I just cannot possibly be bothered with these dudes.
Trying to make this Prince made them stand next to each other and take a pic.
Man,
is that you little son stand right here and take this family photo?
The whole thing's weird to me.
Don't care. Like I'm so sick of Kanye West. I find him so annoying and it makes me roll my eye. I roll my eyes so far back they go back to normal.
I like the interview, man.
Part 1, part 2. Well, I said I hated it, but I listened to most of it.
I loved it. I thought that we actually got Kanye as Kanye instead of somebody puppeteering everything else.
Which makes it worse. I wish he had somebody puppeteering him because this was so
I don't, man. Like I felt like for me, I felt like we actually got Kanye. This is Kanye. This is Kanye. This is not
I'm
Kanye
so sick
behind
of
any other
Black
bullshit.
Republican Kanye West. I'm fucking over it. Shut up. He's so weird. He's not saying anything of substance. He's just saying shit. And like Stans are just trying to make me feel like he's saying something of substance, and I'm just not fucking buying it.
I disagree. I like the stuff that he was saying. I know
you do.
Man. And it was good because he said a lot of shit he said a lot of shit that we were already talking about. So Colin, we were talking about Drake and Ye and how.
And it's so catty. Like it's just like it's dudes being catty, talking shit about other people. It's weird.
Yeah, but it was professional rap. It's what we've been talking about all the time, you know?
It's theater. It's all theater.
It is.
It's all theater. This is like pro wrestling, man. Yeah. And the thing that bothers me most about it is
when have we ever heard any artist
never got into some rap
when have we ever heard any artists actually come out and say that? This is all for show. We haven't.
I mean, exactly. But then we sit for 2 hours more of it, and that's like the wackest part to me. Is it's like,
well, you
this
didn't
is all
have
for
to,
show.
You
don't
had
have
the
to.
power
You
to
didn't
turn
have
that shit
I
off.
totally have, but like that's because it's like you get the promise of like, I'm gonna drop this and we're gonna get into some rap shit.
He never promised anything.
Well, he said he's like, I'm gonna drop this and we're gonna get into some rap shit, and then they never get into it. And then like there was moments where like he was talking about like his fucking nanny or whatever, and then like puts it down and they move on where they're doing their version of the lightning round, whatever they call it. Mm-hmm. And he like, just to double back on what I said, like, I don't like her because
that PR girl.
And then he's like,
fuck her.
Like, man, we're not like he's so in the mode of like, I have to TMZ everything where it's like Drink Champs and they're just like, I mean, you don't have to.
I don't think
they let him go off.
TMZ in anything, though.
I think he's so in that mode.
I think he was just talk. I think that he actually had a platform to talk.
I don't know.
This is
corny. It's corny.
And have we seen Kanye have a platform to talk like this?
It's fucking Kanye West. He has a platform everywhere.
Does he?
It's fuck. If Kanye West picked up the phone, he doesn't even get the blank. It's just like, hello, Kanye. Just come here.
You heard him on Joe Rogan.
He could go to Joe Rogan. Like this on he could Joe go to Rogan. Oprah. He could go to anywhere. He could just walk out the front door.
He didn't sound like this on Joe Rogan.
And there's a fucking somebody with a microphone like, please, Kanye.
And like I said, he didn't sound like this on Joe Rogan.
Colin's raising his hand. Colin, you got something to say?
Yes.
He wasn't contested on anything. That's my biggest issue. Everything they let slide because it is Kanye. And no one really fought fire with fire.
In the defense of that show, though, I think that's just a good interview. Like, that's just good interview.
For sure.
There was, I think they asked him a total of like 4 questions. He just kept talking.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, right.
Because that's what we wanted, right?
I mean, that's a good interview.
Like,
so I'm into the credit of Drink Champs. I think that's just good interviewing. If he's going, let him go.
I think he needs to be contested. Is to really get the Kanye we want, you would almost have to have Jay-Z doing the fucking interview where it'd be like, well, actually, and he just like, and
I agree with that. No,
yeah.
That's the 2-hour show I'm sitting through. I'm not.
I would sit through that one.
Yeah.
That's what I'm sitting through.
I would sit through that.
Yeah. Where you have to come from the top rope. Because even Elon in an interview with Kanye would just get to fly with whatever he wants. You have to have someone that can really go toe to toe with.
I think like somebody like Jay-Z is probably one of the only people that Kanye would like feel as if, no, you're wrong. He could be like, okay, I'm wrong. Like he could actually like contest him and his ego would allow it.
I can't foresee many others.
I couldn't see very many people, but
what
also
he needed to be contested with, though.
I mean, there's a lot of things he was that just felt like nonsense. But
I mean, you would.
But again, I don't. I talk all this shit. I don't fucking know Kanye West and his thoughts and his personal feelings.
Right, like, which is why I like this interview.
But like, even still, like, it's still also an act. Like, I don't know how real this is. It's all entertainment. This is all be bullshit. We're just talking about stuff that's not real.
I mean, those are the point of the podcast, man.
No, I mean, like,
let's if we really want to be real here.
What I'm getting at though is like, this isn't. It's not even music. It's not. We're not talking about like a Kanye West album.
But it is music because it's Kanye West.
And we're talking about a musician and his personality. We're not talking about the music he makes.
And that goes along with everything that he puts out.
Yeah.
Why do we like Yeezus so much?
It's a great album. It's good music.
And why? What else were we talking about with artists being sad?
That's
it. The same thing.
Right.
Same thing.
Right. Okay. I'll let you have that. I'll take that.
Come on now.
I think
don't be mad.
I think I'm just more annoyed with him, like in this whole thing that he's been doing. Like it's stupid. It's gotten so ridiculous that I'm
Damn
like,
Kanye.
Shit, man.
Kanye did again.
Just fucking rap, dog. Like now I'm like, I sound like an old, like the dribble of basketball. Like
just like an old head.
Shut up and dribble it. Just fucking rap, Kanye. Shit.
You think Wilt Chamberlain is the best?
Yeah, that's me now.
No, there's never gonna be anyone like Wilt.
Wilt and Bill Russell, huh?
That's it.
Those are your guys.
Bill Russell's number one, dog.
God.
Followed closely by fucking Larry Bird.
Wilt, Bill, and then what? KRS-One. right?
Oh no, Garris is out for me.
He's out for you. Big Daddy Kane. What are we doing?
Kane's
What are
up
we
there.
doing
No, Kane's up there. Kane, Biggie.
My man only listens to Grandmaster Flash and the Furious
Yeah.
5. Only.
Push me, cause
there's no Rakim Allah, bro. That's it.
Oh my
No, that's not a joke though. No, I don't want to get into
that's not a joke. That was
that's not a joke. That's serious.
Matt, what did you think about either of those albums, the Kanye or the Drake album?
That just came out.
Yeah.
I tried to listen to Donda all the way through. I don't know that I actually pulled it off. I thought that Lauryn Hill flip was really rad, and I liked that it, like, I don't know if that's a response to, Nice for What or whatever, but as far as like them,
I completely forgot about that. That's
like, maybe him trying to go like track for track. I thought that was like a hot one.
I didn't even think about that.
But Drake did the same song on Draft Day, right? Same song. Doo-wop? Is Doo-wop Draft Day?
I don't know.
About
that.
Neek, number crunch real quick. But no, you got a point there. I never even thought about that one.
But then I probably spent some more time with the Drake album. But again, like, I don't know if it's just because I feel further removed from that music and like playing those kind of songs in the club, but it just, none of it, like, I'm not inspired by any of it by and large. Like it feels like stuff that I've heard, like that, like I love all these goofy, too sexy, like mashup DJ tools like that stuff at least like makes me smile. I think it's funny.
Right.
Yeah.
But I think Daddy's Home was my favorite record on Drake.
Montel Jordan flip.
I thought that was dope, but by and large, I was like, all right, like I made it through kind of. I don't need to like listen to these again. Yeah,
I feel that. Do you listen to new music now with the intention of like, what do I play? What's gonna be the song I play out?
Or do you? I mean, I at least am like when I'm listening to certainly to like new pop music, that's what I'm thinking about. But I didn't like, I wasn't chopping at the bit to play any of those records for an audience or for a crowd.
Was anyone requesting them?
Not that I can remember, but also like I was, I think that I was still like, just like tiptoeing back into that scene when that album actually dropped.
Right.
It's been a slow rollout, but yeah, I like kind of don't care anymore. I remember really enjoying Scorpion. I thought it had like hits on it. I didn't feel like there were any like big hits on that Drake album.
Yeah.
I feel like Too Sexy.
I don't feel like it was a real album.
Yeah.
People keep saying that, and I don't know, just because I'm not like a Drake fan in general. So I hear it, and to me, I'm just like, yeah, it's some other Drake shit. Like, but like, I feel like Too Sexy was huge, right? Like, and still gets played out. Like, that's
He's
a big
always
single.
gonna have one in the
There's always gonna be one single that's fucking monumental.
Yeah.
So like, even if he has one of those, are we still like?
It was a quick burn though. That's the thing. Like now, like, man, that was so disposable.
That's music in general. It's like so brutal. I was just having that conversation. It's like, Adele put out that like a record and
went quick.
Like it's like to stay in the zeitgeist or in the conversation for like longer than a couple weeks is impossible.
Right.
Yeah.
And you like, I feel for people who are trying to make a living making music. It seems thankless and brutal. And I mean, unless you're like licensing music and getting commercial money or like placement money, it just seems like selling music. It's got to be about the hardest thing to do right now.
It's got to be so taxing on the ego, man.
And you don't buy it. So you don't like, I don't like, I'll download something and I'll be like, man, this is dope. I love it. And then I'll like just forget that I loved it. Yeah. And I don't own it. It's not in my record collection. Like I streamed it and then it's like,
thought it was good. And then you never go back
and then you never think about it again.
if you don't like put it in your liked playlist or whatever, you never go back.
Yeah.
It's brutal.
It's crazy the way we consume music these days. And I try to check myself and I try to like, but you're right. The fact that we're not physically buying something or like, fuck it, digitally buying something. Like even in the early days of iTunes, you still had to buy your MP3s.
Right.
And now that streaming is a thing, it's like, I can have whatever I want at any second that I want.
Always.
And I don't know about you guys, but like I pretty often go back to the same shit.
Oh yeah.
All the time.
Right? Like if it's not
All
a
the time.
podcast, I'm going back to the same playlist and I have to actively remind myself, like, let's listen to some new music. And
So
if I don't add a track to my liked, I won't go back to it.
No, I keep going back to Man in the Woods, man.
No, you don't. No, we're not. We're
down.
not doing two podcasts about Man in the
Hey,
Woods.
JT
You
on
already
the
got
guitar.
one. We're not doing two
JT on the
podcasts
guitar,
about
man,
Man
up in the woods with them squirrels, man. Come on.
The best
good.
is Nick asking you what you wore to the concert. Yo.
Oh shit. Welcome back, guys.
The thing with all of this though, unfortunately, is that artists will not be able to keep up. It's not sustainable to digest and shit out music in milliseconds after someone's putting out an album that took them half a year. Travis.
So when does the bubble burst?
Gotta be soon. It's gotta be soon.
So what does that burst look like then?
Right. So like let's think about like the early 2000s.
Right.
When physical media was at its peak. Everybody buys CDs. Ludacris is putting out an album every year, which is like by today's standard is pretty fucking nuts.
Mm-hmm.
And then eventually like Napster comes out and people are just buying MP3s, and that is kind of the end, like because now file sharing is a thing and everybody's putting viruses on their music to get on their computers to get free music. That was the end of that. That's the bubble bursting. So what is the end of that era now? Now we're at the peak of it, where Spotify, Apple Music are ruling everything. What's the next form? Is it meta where we can just think of an album? Is it more convenient, or do we finally get to a point of stepping back and being like, man, I would love to have a physical copy of something?
Definitely that, because we know vinyl sales are up through the fucking
vinyl sales are up, but it still feels like in the grand scheme of things, like the average music. Yeah. There was a time when that was the only way of getting music. And I feel like the average listener isn't buying a record. Like you kind of are ahead, or you're like trying to look, hip or cool, or like what cliche, whatever. You know what I mean? Like you're being intentional when you buy a record. I don't know if somebody's like, I just prefer to like, because it's a lot to do, like to have physical, like even if you were CDs, like you have to buy a CD player and speakers. Like
I think I have a feeling that a lot of this, like, Patreon sort of paywall stuff is half of that battle. Like instead of putting out albums, people are just going to be like, if you want to hear my new stuff, you're going to have to come find it over here on the other side of the paywall. And then it'll be out for the public, in a month or whatever.
I can see that.
And like
doing that with movies right now too.
Yeah. It's kind of like slowing or like spreading the release out so that you can talk about it a little bit longer, or it can be on people's minds a little bit longer. But I don't think anyone's going back to buying physical things unless they're collectors. Like I've spent most of this week trying to get things out of my house, like at all costs, like clothes, furniture, toy, like stuff is moving out of this house. It feels like you're drowning.
I think,
and half of me want, like, I have like all these CDs like in boxes in my basement. Like, why?
When you could literally just search it.
Right.
Yes. Like, like literally they're probably gonna be the next to go.
That question every day.
Like it's crazy. At least with vinyl, like you get to like, you open it, you look at the line, like it, like there's like there's
CD
art.
is like the least personal physical media.
Yeah, it just feels like it's all feels cheap.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I
think you're right. I think it's bypassing the paywall. So you still have to go out for it. But like, I think it's going to take big artists to be like, I'm not streaming this one. This one's on Patreon.
Right.
Or you have to
OnlyFans
get the
effect.
NFT version of this album.
Mm-hmm.
I think bypassing those like mediums are going to be the future.
Nothing will get me into NFTs quicker than seeing my favorite artists only put out music exclusively right there.
Yeah.
Where I can't get anywhere else. Like, I would definitely jump at that opportunity.
There's certain artists that have already done things like that, but it's like to be like the forerunner, and like Disclosure did a song and they like made it an NFT versus like being like, we put out an album and you can only get it as an NFT. Like that.
Kendrick to do that.
Right. Like you need somebody huge that will dedicate to that.
Kendrick is that bubble burst though, where everyone is holding out for that one album. If he could just give it to you right now, but then everybody, what would everyone look towards? You got new Kanye, you got new Drake, you got new
Kendrick. And that's why I don't think Drake goes back to that. I don't think that's the album that Drake wants.
I hear you.
It's the album that he wants out.
I hear you.
He's got one more in the chamber.
Yeah, absolutely. He did no press run.
It's interesting.
Once we see Kendrick do some press runs, then we know something's up.
Everyone stockpiled music over the last year.
Exactly.
Certainly.
That's the other thing I was thinking, like, 'cause to make that Ludacris reference where he put out one album a year. I feel like Drake is that kind of an artist, puts out an album once a year. Is that fair to say? By the way,
I thought you were gonna say we got a lot of Luda to look forward to.
Know, right?
Is Drake that kind of an artist? Like, do you get an album of Drake a year? Is
not
that
an album a
not
year,
quite, but
like a single?
We're getting something.
Yeah,
you get something once a year at least.
We're getting music.
Be it a bunch of features or
we're getting music probably twice a quarter.
Right. Like he's always got a new hit around the corner. Ye doesn't give us every year, but like people like Kendrick who take time to write and put out these albums, I think it's a fucking shame, like you're saying, to like for him to take, I don't know when his last album dropped. Now that I think about it, like I gotta say it, maybe 5 years.
18.
It's been a long time.
18, 17.
Yeah, so like it's been a fucking minute, and we're gonna get another album. Like, is this gonna be we listen to it for a week and then we forget about it? Like that seems like such a fucking shame. Where I don't know, 10 years ago, or shit, really like 15 years ago, we would buy it and then spend a year with it. Like that wouldn't leave the car.
No, it'd just be in your CD player and it wouldn't come out.
Yeah. So like that, I don't know. It the way we consume music is kind of reflects where the industry is gonna go, I feel like. And I don't know. It sucks. It kind of sucks because like now there's rappers who've always kind of done this, like underground, like even Nipsey was like this, Currency, who just constantly make music. Boom, here's a mixtape, here's an album. Boom, here's a mixtape, here's an album. You get 2 things from them a year, and it's like they're a machine. Wiz was like that for a while. So it's like, damn, is any of this even like personal? But some of it's good, and but it's just constant,
right?
But it's meant to be listened to, and then you fucking get the next one, you listen to that, and they're just burning, wheeling and dealing. And I don't know if I like music being made that way either.
We do have to talk about this. How long until Spotify and Apple aren't a thing anymore? Because it's coming.
Say that one more time. Sorry.
How long until Spotify and Apple Music aren't a thing anymore, where you can easily access everything you want? Because I feel like that day is coming.
It's coming. I think
we're getting further away where it's going to start. Everyone's going to start peeling off, like what Disney Plus did, like what ESP. Everybody's like, I can make all of my own money if I put this out on this platform or this.
I think when the first either when the first big act does that or when the first label does it. So like say like the Universal does that. You can only get our music right here. Sony kind of is doing that right now. You only get our music right here in Sony.
I think, I mean? Jay-Z kind of made like the first step towards that, but realized like it was too early with Tidal.
Yeah.
Okay,
it was too exclusive. And then it had to like, But
like he was on the right track. Like he made it like
He's on Spotify again, right? You can get Jay-Z on Spotify.
Yeah, but like all his stuff plus all the stuff that were on his labels, like we're all like, I think you could only get it there for a limited time.
Right.
And then like the quality of Tidal was higher. Like they were streaming what is it called? AIFs or whatever.
Yeah.
Right.
So like their quality was better. But like it was like $30 a month or some crazy shit.
Right.
Like so I think he was on the right track just too early. I think you're also on the right track by thinking labels will start doing that shit.
Because you have to have like serious infrastructure. You can't just be like dude off the street, hey, like come crash my server at my Squarespace, you know, like that's not easily done. And like you still need, especially I know that for young artists, like Spotify is trash when it comes to making money, but also like where else are you going to get like an audience that big directed your way? Like, you know,
where else are you
on a featured playlist or whatever, like that's still a really important place.
Because like even SoundCloud, like that era's done.
It's over. Yeah.
Nobody's going to SoundCloud to listen to music. If you are holding on, like if you're not a DJ
like
or something like that.
15-year-old, maybe, you know, like
right. But those are heads. Like if you're doing that, you're ahead. Like you're a person that is seeking music.
Yeah.
The average listener is not doing that.
No.
They're just hopping on Spotify and going to Rap Caviar.
But okay, so is record label subscription based? The way
I would see that, but like because I'm thinking the same way like movies now, like like you said, like Disney Plus, like now we're getting Universal,
HBO, and
exactly,
Paramount Plus.
But then what happens to the independent artists? Like, what do? Do they just stay on Spotify? And is that now going to be like the new catch? Like it.
Bandcamp is kind of the best of them, but I don't think that your average user is looking
DJs
that direction.
DJs and heads, like the modern day backpacker is on Bandcamp and SoundCloud. So I don't know. I don't know what the new version of music consumption will be. It's kind of a crazy concept to think about.
You know, if blogs started posting music.
If we had a blog. If somebody had an online journal that posted,
got it in a house too.
Only house.
Maybe we could do that.
Just an aggregator of hype music. I can't think of
if there was a social media site that allowed you to put a song on your page.
See, I think though that Spotify and the Apple stays because you still have like those Hulu channels, right?
Yeah.
And then Hulu puts everything else together in one.
Gotcha.
You're still gonna have your Apple and Spotify and Tidal, but then you're gonna have those artists wanting to be on those major labels because those major labels are going to be subscription based.
I don't know, man.
I don't know either, though.
Like I think Meta is gonna like change everything, the way we consume all media.
Really?
Yeah, I know right now it seems kind of like weird, but with like, and I hate to like, I never wanted to be this dude. I don't want to be like weird and Joe Rogan-y, but not to say that that's weird, but that was just what came to mind.
YouTube,
I don't want to be like
watching.
Yeah, sorry. Sorry, all my aggro male followers. With the crypto NFT thing happening and like a lot of media kind of gravitating to that because it's perfect for independent artists and creators, and then Meta is going to need all of that media. I feel like we're all going to it. Like there's no way to avoid it. Like that's the future of social media. It's got us all by the fucking throats. We're gonna go to it, whether if you're the one person that doesn't, fine, but the rest of the world is gonna go.
They're gonna make me put those goggles on.
Yeah, like we're going
to wear those goggles.
Apple's making glasses. Google made glasses a long time ago. They're probably gonna step back into it. Everybody's gonna gravitate towards that move, and I could see 20 years from now, the way 20 years ago we were on MySpace, and like my very first Facebook post was, "This is stupid. I'm going back to MySpace." I could see us looking.
Pardon me.
I could see, right? I could see, but that scoffing at Facebook
Right.
Like, look at where it's at now. Like, it owns Instagram. And like, I could see 20 years from now us looking at Meta and like consuming everything through there on some Black Mirror shit. And so now it's like, it's physical, but it's digital. You know what I mean? You go to the record store within that verse. And now I don't know what the percentages and what the consumer idea will be, but like, or like the corporate idea of that would be. But I feel like that's what we're going to be doing, is like a fake physical within a digital universe type.
Ready Player One.
Yeah. And I know that sounds like weird and conspiracy, but like
at some point, people are going to rise up against the algorithm, though, because they need to make those sales.
Right.
As far as record labels, as far as everything.
Right.
And be like, hey, listen, like I'm not getting my product out there unless I'm paying exorbitant amounts of money to even have visibility. So here's the route that I'm going to go, you know, and then I don't know.
Up the trunk.
Yeah.
What's the digital trunk look like?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It's crazy. It's all uncharted territory.
Oh, God, it's weird.
We're having fun, you guys.
A digital trunk is like a database, right?
Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean
that
to
a database.
Yeah,
popping the digital trunk is unlocking the database
up the laptop.
room.
Yeah,
here you go.
Hit him with the, opening the server.
Yeah.
This could go on for. This could go
How did we get
so
here? I'm
hours.
sorry.
Matt, what are you working on right now? What do you got coming up, man?
I am putting a new mix together. I have, like I was saying, I've really taken a step back from the super club world, and I've been doing a lot of private event stuff. Like it jives with being a dad. It jives with owning a home and trying to like be around and take care of business and not be out wilding until 3 and 4 and 5 every night. I have like a new website that is dangerously close to being finished, like all new branding, new media. It's like I think it's been like a decade since I had like a new logo and a decent place to have everything live somewhere. So I'm really focused on trying to get the forward facing, come let me play your event business put together and make it look nice. And then ideally, like finally putting some tunes out. I got my hands on an OP1, and I've been just like at night, like watching the Bulls and just like making little demo stuff and trying to get better about creating music. Cause man, it's like the whole computer thing, making tunes is like, it still to this day doesn't feel like natural, like from coming up, like recording records with bands. Like there's something about like tactile playing stuff. Like I miss it, but I don't have mics for these drums and synths and all that. So I'm trying to wrap my head around getting some tunes out, but really new mix, new website, new branding, and just trying to like take 2022 and make it count, since this year was such a funky one. It's very nice to see dancers and like see pals and see door staff and bartenders and like all the people that you forget that you've like been in the trenches with all these people, and you don't like, man, I'm not following everyone on social media, but you're like, oh my God, we're here, we're still alive. Like there you are a year and a half later. Let's do this. So that part's been a treat. Like it's been so nice just like being with human beings and meeting new people and like getting back to that. But hopefully tunes, new place to come say hey on the winter net. I don't know, keeping a baby alive, making dinners, honing my baking skills.
You were doing some live streaming. Are you still gonna dive back into that?
I did it like out of necessity. I just didn't have the patience or honestly like the regimented schedule enough to pull it off. Like you can really tell the folks that have been successful at it are the ones that like have done it 3-4 nights a week at the same time every time. Like my life is not like that. Right. And I love like the club mesh girls and like people that like pivoted to that. Like, you know, we're talking about Greg Corner earlier, like people who that I know that pivoted to it and like made it work. I'm so proud of them. I think it's the dopest. It's like they built a real fan base. And now, like, you know, Chess and Lonnie and Jessica from Club Mesh are like throwing these big parties, and people are like flying around from all over the country to come see them in person because they like made fans. So that part of it, I think, is so radical. But I just never, I didn't have the time or the dedication to making it make sense for me. And I also feel like it's that same like old head mentality of like growing up playing in rock bands and then DJing like crappy parties where kids are sweating on each other. Like that's the energy I want. And I'm like, the computer is a place where like I go to like get stuff done. Like I don't want to hang out there. Like, and I'm, you know, I'm probably gonna have to get those goggles and figure out how to you know, build my own club in Meta and make it pop off. But until my hand is forced, hopefully I'll catch you guys at the bar and make it fun for everybody in real life.
Yeah. I do feel comfort in knowing that people are always going to want to dance in some iteration,
no doubt.
And that's one of the things you know, my dad instilled the whole time through the pandemic. He goes, yeah, this is going on, but people are always going to want to get fucked up, and people are always going to want to dance. So if you're a bartender or a DJ or anything like that, you're going to have a job for eternity.
They'll be back. They'll be back.
Yeah,
they're coming back.
Real as shit.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, it's definitely.
How is Vegas though? Like, is like, I know, because it seemed like Vegas was trying to make it make sense from like get go. Has it felt normal for a long time?
There was a very brief amount of time, and it's wild actually. You guys got to like touch down in every point of it. We did the whole sit down half capacity thing for a while. And then as soon as we got green light, it's been wearing a mask inside. In the big clubs, it's 100% capacity everywhere.
Right.
But you have to wear a mask unless you're having a drink. But
which they all are.
All having a drink at all times.
I got two.
A lot of clubs do the not to out anyone, but I'm pretty sure people talk about it, what they're calling performative mask wearing or performative mandating, where you're in line to come to the club, you're wearing a mask, you're checking your ID, everybody's telling you put a fucking mask on, and then you walk through the door and you take it right off.
It's over. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So that's because security can't. I mean, we have the biggest clubs in the world.
Right.
Like,
what are they going to do?
What are they going to do?
Sir.
Hey, notice you aren't taking a sip. Could you
could you take a sip? Can you take a sip, please?
Take a sip or put your mask on? One or the other.
Flashlight.
Like, and there's people who don't even care. I found myself the other day accidentally. I went into a venue, not even thinking, because I was just downtown, went to a club, and in line, got my ID checked. I didn't have a mask on at all. The whole experience, wasn't wearing a mask. And then was like, oh damn, I had it in my hand the whole time. I didn't even. So you could tell when people aren't from here, they'll come into town and they're like, yo, like we've basically become Florida out here.
Right.
As far as like clubbing, like shopping, and like you go to the mall, everybody's got a mask on. You go to like a restaurant and everybody wears it until they sit down.
Right.
Yeah.
But I mean, is that what it's like everywhere else too? Is that what Chicago's like?
It's pretty much like that, but we still have, it still feels like there's some capacity stuff. Like we're not full tilt at a lot of the clubs, and some like there's a place called Slippery Slope that was arguably like one of the most fun places to dance and party in the city, and they still haven't even opened. I think that they're just like, until this thing is like over, like it's not happening.
You know what? I wanted to ask you guys this. There's a venue out here that is basically like adopted the sit down rule. Like they were like, you know what? We like the assigned seating because they kind of do like advanced cocktails, like they do like mixology and stuff. So we're like, you know what? We're not going to be a walk up to the bar situation anymore. Like you come in, you wait to get seated, and that's how we are. We're just a lounge now. Have any venues where you guys are at?
Yeah, that's how my Saturday
basically
night
adapted that. But did they used to be like a dancey?
Yeah. Excuse me. It used to be like packed, no capacity, shoulder to shoulder, can't walk.
Yeah.
Now they're like, yo, let's make money. So it's how do I put this the right way? They stay true to their capacity. You're allowed to be in there, you're allowed to dance, you're allowed to like walk around, but they want you to have a table. And if they see you not drinking, they're gonna ask you, hey, you want to get some more drinks? If you're not gonna get some more drinks, I'm gonna politely ask you to leave so that we can
sign your check and get the hell out of here.
Yeah, and they flip the room at least 6 times a night.
Wow.
When I play.
Wow.
So yeah.
What about in Chicago?
I haven't noticed that as much. It feels like people are trying their best to get back to where it was. Like I went to Queen at Smart Bar.
Shout out to Derek Carter, Michael.
Yeah,
shout out.
And like vaccination cards at the door, but it was packed and sweaty, and everyone was making out with each other. By the time I left, like it felt like nothing had ever happened. So I think that there's it's different like comfort levels with everybody and each venue, but people are definitely trying. But I just think that the fatigue is starting to set in. Like, I consider myself like a pretty conscientious person when it comes to all that. And even I find myself, I'm just like, this sucks. Like, I'm just like, I don't, every time I leave my car, I'm like, do I have it? All right, good.
Right.
Like, it's just such a, it's like a hindrance.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal, but it's not a
big deal, but I'm over it.
Yeah.
I went to the Blazers Bulls game last night, and you had to show your vaccination card to get in, and then you had to keep a mask on unless you're drinking or eating. So what's the point of showing the vaccination card?
Are you asking?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not a doctor, I can tell you.
I don't know either, because they want you to wear your mask too.
Yeah.
It was like, what?
Preemptive stuff. I mean, I go to I've only been to 2 events where I have to show vaccination proof. And it was a concert. It was 2 concerts, but I know at the stadium out here, you also like T-Mobile and the Raiders Stadium, Allegiant, you have to show vaccination too. So you can't go in if you
the whole thing. I think what it boils down to is, yes, you can get COVID if you're vaccinated. Yes, you can spread COVID if you're vaccinated.
Okay.
But the chances are slimmer, and you're in a pool of people that have a lot more protection. So I'm assuming that, you extrapolate that against 10,000 people, like it's a more comfortable place to be.
Yeah, I think the logic is just that the risk is
but it's just
less.
it's all just like rolling the dice and trying to make it as safe as it can be
at the end of the day.
But at this point, it's like, if you didn't get it, you're not going to get it. So
I don't know any of that. That's where I'm at.
Where are we going to go? Like, what are we?
Yeah, where are we doing now? So I don't know. I don't want to get too much because we can get flagged. But
I will say this. To get into Canada fully vaxxed, to get into Spain, doesn't matter.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Huh.
And then London was fully vaxxed too. So
it's interesting. Everybody's taking their own precautions.
And you had to have a COVID test to get into Canada.
Along with your
fresh test.
Yeah. So vax card and COVID test within 72 hours. And then didn't matter to get into Spain, and then back into the States, you had to have a negative test too. So any travel,
motherfuckers be lying.
Yeah.
Everybody, 50% of the people with cards are fake.
Yeah. Any travel internationally is, you can tack on about an extra $200 for COVID testing.
Shit.
So.
Even though it's like $15 at Walmart or at Walgreens, you got to like.
Yeah.
You got to get the expensive.
That's brutal. Like we're gonna get this money.
Yeah, they want PCR only, no antigen testing.
Right.
And it's
we're having fun.
Yeah, I got out to Spain for $400. I spent another $400 doing COVID testing. So, but it was completely worth it. It was so tight. Like,
that sounds dope. I haven't been in ages. That sounds amazing.
It's going to be interesting to see because we're coming up on what season 2, season 3 of
Season
COVID?
2 of this show.
Yeah, Electric Boogaloo.
COVID 2, Electric Boogaloo. Neek does have to get to a gig. We have to get to a gig today, so I don't want to keep you around too long, Matt.
No stress.
Let people know where they can find you on social media, where they can reach out and download your NFTs.
Imagine a world. I am so the new website will be djmattroan.com. I think there's like some funky placeholder there, but it's coming. But the socials are all at Matt Roan on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. I haven't looked at my DJ band Facebook page in years. I don't know what goes on there. I'm not overly concerned about it. I try to avoid Facebook like the plague. But Instagram, if you like nonsense, it's a good place to come check it out. And if you like me retweeting other nonsense, you'll love me on Twitter.
Twitter's the way to go.
Twitter is good fun, man. It still just makes me laugh out loud every single day. Yeah. Undefeated nonsense.
I just came back to Twitter and
still funny.
Enjoying myself.
It's a joy.
I see Neek's in Twitter a little bit more too.
I'm getting in now.
Yeah, we're getting back in there.
Yeah,
we're making moves. Colin's been waiting this whole time.
He's just dying for us to get in.
When I saw Travis tweet, I'm like, "Fuck, he got hacked." Not my guy.
Ooh, pour one out for Trav. It's a wrap.
Yeah. One of those where you see it could have been anything.
They got my boy.
It's funny.
Kid, they got him. God damn.
Oh my god. We touched on a lot, but I want to ask 2 questions before we ride out. And Travis has a couple too. So we're going to ask a
couple quick ones. Quick.
Series of 612 quick questions.
Actually, Neek has one too. We'll be quick with it.
Yeah, Neek has one too. Okay,
Part 2 of the lightning round.
Yeah. I'll ask my quick question here. Top 3 Chicago pizzas.
Ooh, there's a new spot called Pizza Lobo that we cannot get enough of. It's in the neighborhood. It's in Logan Square.
Ooh.
Highly recommended. I know that's like it's a real wild one to say. And of course, Pequod's with the crispy crust.
Yep.
And man. I don't know, like the other 250, like those 2 are the ones that we always come back to, and then the rest is like a total crapshoot. We also, my guy runs Dante's, and I'll always ride for Dante's too. But Fire. I'm telling you guys, come check out Lobo.
Definitely,
it's nice.
I'll be there next week. I'm sliding through. I'm gonna check.
You got to check it out. You'll be happy you did.
Chicagoans, is that what we call you guys? Chicagoans?
Yes.
Do Chicagoans really do y'all really be eating deep dish like that? Like y'all go out for pizza, you get deep dish, or is that just like
pizza too?
Is that just like a?
It's like a touristy thing to do.
There's Chicago tavern pizza.
Okay.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, that's the whole.
Because that's like a big thing.
Uno and Malnati's and all that that's a gut bust that is
that
your average person does not need or enjoy.
Right.
Neek, speaking of food. Real quick.
Love corporate food. As you can tell, I'm really into
love segues too.
Love them. There's a lot of good ones today that we didn't call out, and I just you guys are getting really good at this. I am running a new thing where I get to help my friends get endorsed by fast food establishments. Where is yours? Where is the Matt meal? Ooh. Where is it, and what is it? And it has to be fast food.
It's the Popeyes chicken strips.
Hell yeah, that's a new one. We haven't got that yet.
They're down the street. They're at California and Diversey, and it is entirely too easy to run through there on the way home at night. I swear to God, I might be the only person who like lost weight during the pandemic because I stopped eating disgusting food 3 nights a week at 2:00 in the morning. But Popeyes is it, man. That stays.
What's the delicious. Whole meal? I want side. I want a drink.
No frills. It's just the 3 strips with those seasoned fries, a Coke.
Asian fries, yeah.
And I think they even throw in the biscuit, which is insane.
Let's go.
Like you take one bite of it and you're like, man,
help.
that's not good for you.
Mhm.
like none of this is good for you, but that particularly seems.
I always add the honey to the
Gnarly.
biscuit.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
They've
Oh,
not been
yeah.
dropping the honey with the same regularity lately.
Gotta ask for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
gotta let
What's
them know.
right, though.
what's the sauce? What dipping sauce are you going with?
a little
Are you
Mardi
just-
Gras mustard?
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Ooh,
It's a pro move.
Just
right
a
there.
little something.
That's a pro
Strong.
move.
strong. Trav.
Okay. So we are building our DJ cinematic biopic. Wow. Our DJ biopic cinematic universe. What the fuck is wrong with me today?
That was good.
Biopic
On the
cinematic.
way out. It's all
Yeah,
falling
I
I know.
apart
I
on the
almost
way
fucked
out.
That's
mine up,
why.
too.
That's why. It's a lot of
Order's fucked
pressure
up
right
today.
now.
I went on a fucking weird
Yeah,
metaverse thing, and I
it's-
tried so hard to get out of it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, it's all good though. Like we're back.
I tried to unplug in the middle of it, but everybody
Yeah.
was on board. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
guys.
man.
Yeah.
That was a rough unplugging. But anyways, DJ Biopic Cinematic Universe. So in this DJ Biopic Cinematic Universe, who is playing you? Could be anybody dead or alive in entertainment, music. It could be animated too.
Oh, well, in that case, it's going to be either Waldo or Jimmy Neutron. Those are the two
Heck.
things that I get more than anybody. Me
Let's
with some
go.
stripes. Those are like, man, they used to clown me hard in the retail game. All the stock dudes would be like, Waldo. They would screaming at me from across the gap. I was like, just getting clowned left and right in my early retail days.
I love that.
Hilarious.
But yeah, I couldn't possibly.
I
say
love the
Mario.
idea of
What a
an adult
nightmare.
Jimmy Neutron.
Get the little
Yeah.
the quaff going. What a nightmare.
I like that.
Those feel about right.
All right, real quick. We have our 5 on 5 podcast playlist on Spotify. We ask every guest this every week. What song do we need to add to the playlist?
I've been listening. Well, what am I talking about? Fafo, Zach Fox.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Is it on there yet? Because
No, it's not on there. It
No,
should be.
no.
We're fans of Zach Fox.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
I
then
put
also,
Travis on the other week, and he was like, "Fafo, what is
Dude.
that?" And
Yeah,
then
I didn't know the song.
it's so
But I was
hard
with-
and so
uh,
funny.
Get Off My Dick by Zach Fox. That's the song that I've been on.
I love Zach Fox.
Yeah.
yeah.
He's a wild dude. And then also the new I
Hell,
still feel like I don't say it
motherfucking
right. Amine.
Oh,
his
Amine.
new,
like-
like,
Portland.
yeah,
Portland.
man, that new, like, he really embraced that kind of hyper pop up tempo business, and it's
Right.
really fun and cool.
Hmm.
Yeah, that whole album's dope. I enjoyed
That's
it.
so
listened
funny.
to
what-
it.
I don't
what
know
song off
why,
that
but I
album?
jumped on.
You
Sorry,
want-
Say
what
again?
song off that album?
The I don't remember the name. Hold on. I literally, it's like what is playing right now. Neo,
Okay.
Neo.
Yep.
It's a good one.
Got it.
That's so funny. I completely he's been putting out music this whole time since that big
He's
one.
been staying pretty busy. Yeah.
Mhm.
And I don't know. I think one of the pages that I follow like reposted his new music, and I just went and listened to the new album, and I was like, oh, his shit's still cool.
Yeah.
Go
There's
Yeah.
something like I feel like, when we're talking about like the Kanye's and Drake's and like for some reason I just find him to still be like relatable. Like I
Yeah.
feel like I feel like this probably wasn't made for me, but I don't feel like some dumb guy being like
Mhm.
trying, like it's not hard, it's cool, it's weird, it's fun. And man, I think that kid's talented, and he put
Yeah.
on an insane show at the Metro a few years back. He was really fun live. He's going on tour. Highly recommended.
Hmm.
Oh my God. And Charlie Good Ones. Sorry,
Charlie.
Charlie XCX Good Ones. I can't get enough of that record either.
Is that the one that samples
Allures on Dance.
Allures on Dance?
No, that's out. No, this is like a new, like very Dua Lipa style, like heavy disco electro banger. It's
I love her
excellent.
around these parts.
She's the
yeah, it
best.
is. Yeah, Disco Electro.
I
Good way
just
to put it.
like spent 2 times as much money on those tickets for a show this spring as I was supposed to, because I missed the sales time. It's like, oh, it's 11 o'clock, isn't it? Well, that ship has already sailed.
Oh my god.
The aftermarket's rude, but it'll be worth it.
Man,
That's
we
funny.
appreciate having you, Matt. Thanks
Yes,
for
man.
chatting
Absolutely.
with
Thank
us,
you.
bro.
It was a treat, y'all. This is fun. It's good to see pals and chop it up.
Overdue having you on here. We're narrowing in on our first 100 guests, so we're glad that we can get you in the fold.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I appreciate you guys reaching out, and hopefully we'll be able to cut it up in real life before too terribly long. Definitely reach out next week when you're about. We'll try and get a slice in.
Hell yeah.
That sounds real good. We will be back next week. Travis, who we got?
Oh yeah, we got Lamar Hurd, play-by-play announcer for the Portland Trailblazers.
Yes.
One of my very, very good friends.
Love it.
From college, one of my best friends. So yeah, gonna have him on the pod. So
yeah,
it'll be good.
That'll be good. Everyone stay safe out there.
Stay safe.
To wear your mask or have a sip. You can
drink water. And drink a lot of water. I need to drink more
a lot of water.
Throat's been dry all podcast.
Yeah, I heard you're talking about COVID and everything and coughing.
What kind of cough is that, player?
Yeah. Hey, no, I ain't that. Nah,
yeah, we're sharing a small DJ booth tonight, player. I see you.
Hey, it looks like I'm gonna be riding solo tonight.
No, I'll be there.
Oh, you're gonna be there?
I spent too much money in Spain. I gotta go.
Yeah,
I gotta go back to work.
Too much money on the damn COVID test.
Hey, yeah. I was out here eating these. What? All right, real quick before we go, don't let tapas fool you, because tapas it's a small bite, but it's not small in price. I will say.
Right.
That.
Oh yeah.
They'll get
we
you.
didn't even get in any Spain talk. We'll save that for the next one. But we'll see y'all out there. Peace.
Okay,
Peace.